Hi, loving angels. Today's topic is on how do you feel when you're rejected or judged. When I was a child, my mom always made sure that she told me I was smart and beautiful. But I didn't believe it because of the environment. I had kids that called me skinny legs and all and made fun of my skin color. And therefore, I did not like my olive complexion. And I got to the place where I thought I was a ugly duckling and they didn't want to hang around me. And so therefore I befriended kids with disabilities, kids that were bullied, kids that were not included, because I knew the pain and the sadness and your heart crying of being rejected and abandoned. Fast forward on to 5th grade, where one teacher actually told me, hey, you cleaned that throw up. It was another kid that did it. And at that point, obviously I did it, but I felt even less worthy. And then in 6th grade, I was very fortunate to get a teacher to try to turn me around. And she made me the princess of the 12 days of Christmas and a beautiful wedding gown and a crown. And yet that didn't do it for me. I still thought I was ugly, worthless. I was ashamed, and it didn't do it for me. So moving forward, as an adult, I got a tumor on my pancreas. I'm a cranial practitioner. Usually the pancreas symbolizes the sweetness of life. And I didn't have that sweetness of life because I thought I was worthless. Anyways, when I got that tumor, I went away for 10 days to try to resolve it with raw vegan foods, which, by the way, I did heal. That's another video. But in that event, they told us every day to look in the mirror and say, I love you. And it was very uncomfortable for me. But the 5th day into doing that, for the first time in my life, I saw the inner beauty, and I just sat there and bawled and cried. And I finished that 10-day event. And then I had what I call a summer of wisdom. I started seeking out spirituality because I was doing only raw foods, which are the higher vibration, doing yoga, the tuning forks, which I taught you guys. But the main thing, I was meditating a lot. I was meditating on nature. I was meditating for 2 hours at night. Anyways, to make a long story short, at that time, I ended up having a lecture at my center that I had. And I had a girl by the name of Mia, and God bless her because she's no longer with us. And she did a lecture and she pulled her hair back and she said, I'm black and white. Meaning that she had no makeup, and she taught us how to do everything organic on her skin. And the biggest thing is that she said, see your inner beauty, see your inner light. Let that be what shines through. She understand the soul that she was. And that was just fabulous, because after the summer of wisdom, that's when I had my shift in consciousness, and I woke up. And the universe kept on sending me people that were awakened already. So fast forward to after that, I really got to the point of knowing to thyself be true. And there's a beautiful saying, to thyself be true. And I was being true to who I was, the soul light that I was. I started talking from my heart and being unconditional love, which is your natural state, and peace and joy. And I saw the abundance of miracles and synchronicities around me. So I started coming from that place, which helps you raise your vibrations as well. And I met up with a girl by the name of Jessica that basically told me, listen, I was telling her about how I used to really dress up for sales. And then when I became a teacher, I got into pants. And then she basically said to me, at some point, you will arrive where you feel comfortable. And because I was no longer wearing a mask, and I did all that cleanup during that summer that I shifted and I started really cleaning inside, I arrived at tank tops, as you can see, no sleeves, skirts, and flip-flops. And that's what you always see me in. Just very simplistic. I like the air to flow through me. I like to be in a space of acceptance and just a beingness, a isness. And so after that, we moved forward, and I started getting older and older, as we all do, the aging process. I really, truly believe that the aging process is there, and nobody's going to be able to come up with a pill to stop it. Because as you age, the true self inside doesn't age. And all of a sudden you get in touch with that this garment, the body, mind, you are, is not you. And hopefully you get to that place where you can find that, and it'll be so much easier through meditation rather than wait till you get older. But as you age, guess what happens again? You get rejected and judged. I've been asked how many times, hey, why don't you dye your hair? Well, one reason is it's not the healthiest thing for you, and you could do your own research on that, especially the darker colors, but that was not my reason. My reason was because I arrived at knowing who I am, and I know that the body, mind, this hair is not me, and I am comfortable in that. And so that's definitely the second reason. I am comfortable with who I am. And then I've had people tell me, well, why don't you wear either pants, because they never see me in pants, or change tank tops, or whatever. And again, this is where I arrived. I arrived home. This is who I am. I'm an open book. What you see is what you get. And however, unfortunately, elderly people do get rejected and judged. A lot of times, I got very fortunate that I'm from my heart, and I never, ever, always saw my parents all the way to their death. And so what is about judging? I want to talk about judging. In the Bible, it says, judge not, or you shall be judged. And I really, truly believe that when your eyes are open, it doesn't matter at any given time you're judging. But if you must judge with goodness. Say something nice to people. Uplift them. Don't belittle them. Don't reject them. And always be there for them as one soul light to another. See beyond their garment. Be inclusive and not exclusive. And with that said, I love you all. Try to include everyone, even the most toxic person. Even the most toxic person is still a soul light. Am I here to tell you to hang around with that toxic person? No. But do love unconditionally, even if it's from afar. So always send that unconditional love. Always send peace to people. Always bless people. And with that said, as always, I end with peace be with you. Presence be with you. And we, yes, we share that love and light.